Hi everyone, this is Celeste Krishna from Brooklyn. She's a singer, songwriter, and producer, and I'm super excited to have you here today to talk about self-love and purpose. So you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I'm Celeste Krishna, and I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama, but have been up in New York for like a decade. I'm an artist. I
Cool.
make music, albums.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a chance today to talk a little bit about purpose. What does it do for you knowing your purpose?
Yeah. For me, it gives my life meaning.
Yeah.
For me, it honors who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, like I am an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wonder maybe I could be doing more for the world,
Mm-hmm.
but then I think the way I should serve the world is probably a way that serves me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's probably the best way for me to serve the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that music, just writing, I'm somebody who does it from a very personal perspective a lot of times, though I'm starting to move into some more story-based songwriting. So I do a lot of processing with it, and so it's a gift in that way. And then it's also just beautiful and fun. And life is so profound and amazing, and something like music or lyrics or writing is just an attempt to like kind of honor that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you think it makes your work better? So when we're talking about others, right?
Mm-hmm.
In what way makes knowing your purpose your work better for others?
Well, my hope is that they are receiving something that's authentic. That they're getting to experience something where somebody has been authentic and true and like really did the best to honor themselves, and through that they're creating the most inviting work they can, because it's as specific as possible. It's like the concept of something, the more specific it is, then the more sort of general or universal it can be. And so I think that is really important. And sometimes like an artist being really selfish and like tuning into whatever it is they're trying to say, hopefully then ideas that can say something to somebody because they did that.
But I think that also translates to the world outside of art, you know, like I think when you are not tuned in with your purpose, or when there is a difference of your purpose and your employer's purpose, for example, then it's often when things get really tough and like really scratchy, you know, like and really really ugly sometimes, you know. That's the experience I made, and I often make with my clients, that if this gets out of sync, then it gets scratchy. And
I think it's like honoring yourself. I mean, just when people are living in a way where they're honoring themselves, then it's good for everybody, whatever that means. Tuning in their purpose, setting a boundary, asking for something that they need. That takes care of everybody around you. And one thing I feel is that when I really tune in and I lead from a very grateful, generous place with being an artist, then and brave, then I inspire people and people in my community, and some of my friends' kids or something like this. And those are things just like, wow, like if you, and I know that because when I see somebody who's living their dream like you, then I feel inspired, because it's living your dream, whatever you want to call it, just connecting with kind of what is what you love.
And then that co-creation aspects becomes alive, right? Like is created, because then, you know, you get inspired by someone living their purpose and putting their purpose and their most inner self out there, right? And then it does something with the environment.
I mean, like when we're talking today, so much of what's been coming up for me has actually been a poet, Nikki Giovanni, and like I like to read her poems. I'm slowly reading her whole catalog, basically. And I like to read one of her poems in the mornings.
Oh.
And she's my friend. Like, her work is my friend, and her work just means so much to me.
Yeah.
And just that this person has dedicated so much of her life to her craft too, and been so bold and courageous with her pen. Anyway, I just love that. And then if I think about what her work means to me, then I think of like, and how she inspires me in being a writer. And I think, wow, it'd be really cool to, be that for other people.
Wonderful. That's beautiful. You read that poem, the same poem every morning?
No, different poem.
Okay. Do you know one line from it, or something that inspired you most?
I haven't memorized them, but there was one of them that was called "These Women" from a more recent book of hers called Utopia. And when I read that, I felt like, poems. It just moved me. It was almost like having an orgasm the first time. Like, I was like, oh, that's what that is.
Thank you so much for that conversation.
Yeah, totally.
That was wonderful.
Was
there something you wanted to add?
I just was having this feeling that, like, enjoy it. Like, your purpose is meant to be enjoyed.
Yes. Purpose is meant to be enjoyed. Thanks.
So hard to know just what I want to need. Lately, I don't know where I want to end up. With my man, or my music, or my money-making day job. Don't know why I write or who I write for. Music ain't a living, it's a miracle. Thankful for it, but I